Hello, it's me again at FiredGlass, and it's about time I recoated my kiln shelf. So that's what we're doing today, is re-kiln washing a kiln shelf. Hi, Jill Tisbury at FiredGlass. Welcome along. This is one of our techniques videos. So I've got a few things here. I need to re-kiln wash the hobby fuser kiln shelf because it's looking a bit scrappy. If you look at this, you can see there's a few digs where I either have caught it or I've had some opal glass. Opal glass is notorious for taking kiln wash off the shelves, and I've just full fused a whole boatload of beads. So that's what we're going to do today. So the way I've got this set up, if you look at this, you can see I've got some craft paper. That's the stuff that warm glass wrap their Tector in, so really useful. I keep all of that. I put some, there we go. I put some kiln props down, so 4 of them, so that it's easier to pick this up, and it's also easier when it, you're kiln washing it for the stuff to drop off the edge. I got some water, so I've got just a little tray of water. I've got a whole flask of water there, and I've got this, which is my little scrubber. It's called Scour Daddy. It's cute, isn't it? I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it does, so I'll just pop that in there. And I put a mask on as well, because this is not pleasant stuff. You don't want to be breathing this in. You should have an N95 mask, which stops the particles. I'm going to put this on for now, because then you can hear me. Just get this damp. I don't want it soaking wet. But I'm going to take the kiln wash off here, the existing kiln wash off here, before I actually put new kiln wash on. I should say, if you can hear that clicking, that's the cub fuser doing its stuff in the background. So it's, after all, a glass studio. So this is damp, and all we want to do, straightforward, don't forget the edges. Give it a little scour. It's damp, it's not soaking wet. You just get rid of the stuff that's come off in there. I used to spend hours sanding these, taking this off, until somebody said, why do you do that? Why do you not just get a scourer, and that works just as well? And I was a bit dubious. And then I thought, I'll give that a go. Oh, what a lifesaver. Oh, a bit much water on there. Get the edges, because when you kiln wash this, sometimes it all goes right down the edge. Nearly there. It's a lovely day outside as well, so once I've put new kiln wash on this, I'm going to dry it in the sun, and then I've got a brilliant technique to get it lovely and smooth. Right, so there we go. Just going to take any dampness, excess dampness off that. Wow, so that would have taken me ages before. Amazing, isn't it? This is why I love the Facebook groups, because you can pick up all sorts of brilliant tips and tricks. So let's get rid of that. Just move that over there for a minute. Okay, so this is what you need. Hopefully you can see that here. So this is the primer, shelf primer, bullseye shelf primer that I use. I've had this for probably about 3 or 4 years. There we go, as you can tell, it's really dusty. And what you want to do is mix this 4 to 1. It does tell you on there, actually. When you look at this, it says wearing a mask, as we're doing, mix 1 part powder with 4 to 5 parts water. Paint the mould shelf with 4 to 5 coats. So, here's the deal. This, I don't know what this had in it. Oh, it was a student pack. I love these bottles. They're huge and extremely useful. So you can see here that I've got my mix of kiln wash. So it did say 1 part kiln wash. Get off there. So stick that in there. Put my hand over the top so that it's not going to go everywhere. Let's get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. And then 4 or 5 parts water. We're going to do 4 parts water. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So dead simple, not, you know, any crazy mathematical scientific scheme. Just simply put your 4 parts, so your 1 part shelf primer, and then mix it up with 4 parts water. I've actually got, it's all settled in the bottom here, so I'm just trying to make sure that's all mixed in. There we go. Don't make the mistake that I did. These bottles aren't meant to have liquids to be watertight, so I put the lid on and I shook it, and then I was actually kiln washed, which is very nice. So here we go. Just make sure it's properly mixed, and we're good to go. So, I'll get that one there. That's it. Good to go. Now that kiln wash there will probably last me, probably a good 6 months for me to do this 2 or 3 times, and my other cub fuser, which is a much bigger shelf, 2 or 3 times. So this is a hake brush. You can either get them from painting stores or you can get them from Warm Glass or Creative Glass Guild, somewhere like that. And you don't want massive amounts because you're going to put several layers on here. So you want to have nice even layers. You can see why this is useful because it's a big wide brush and it's easy to do. So once you've gone one way, go the other way. Don't worry about any hairs that are coming off. Got a technique to make sure this is lovely and smooth. If you've got any digs in your kiln shelf, then it probably is worth sanding it, giving it a little sand, making sure that it's nice and smooth. So I'm going to go diagonally, and all this is doing is just making sure I've got a lovely even coat of kiln wash on my shelf. Don't worry about the sides because you can always sort of wipe those off later. The sides are not important, it's the surface. You can see why this paper is useful, it captures everything. So you don't need mega amounts. I think, oh, 1 more and that will do. Nice and even, and obviously unfired. It's pink, so if you're using this, you can use this on any of your ceramic moulds. Don't use it on the metal one. Well, actually, I've yet to try that out. Someone said that you could use it on metal moulds. So maybe I might give that a go. So that's it. I'll put the lid on. Leave that there. Leave my brush to dry out because it just goes to dust, and that's it. Good to go. I'm going to put that outside in the sun and let that dry out. It'll go sort of a much lighter pink, and once it's a lighter pink, I'll show you what we do to make that nice and smooth, and that's it. I don't pre-fire this afterwards. I actually fire directly on there, and I've never had any issues with doing that at all. So I'm going to go and put this outside in the sunshine, and we'll come back, finish it off, and then that's it. You've kiln washed your shelf. Okay, so my kiln shelf is dry. You can see it's a completely different colour. It's very light pink compared to the pink that it was when we did it. Now I put my mask back on. So this is all dry. Need a mask for this. Don't forget you need the N95 type of mask. And this is a pretty standard sheet of copier paper. So what you want to do, take a copier paper and you just flat of your hand, make sure your hand's flat. And you can see what's happening as I move it. I don't know if you can see actually, there was a bit of dust there. Oh, there you go. Look, it just takes off. So you don't want to do too much of this, but it just takes off that top layer. Go all the way over it. Just keep that flat. And this bit that's coming off is acting like a very, very mild abrasive. So any brush lines that you had have come off. So that's probably it. You can see I've got it on there. Let's just do this so that you can see. Probably a paintbrush will work better for this. I think that's what I normally use. And that's it. So that's lovely and smooth. Ooh, once you put your hand over that, you can feel that. Very nice and smooth. Pop that back on there, it's easier to pick up. That's it. Make sure you've got rid of any of that dust that's on there. Not that it's going to make much difference in your kiln. And that's it. So it's kiln wash shelf ready to go. I'm going to put that back in my cub fuser now. I'm not going to put on a pre-fuse, which I think I said earlier on. I'm just going to load stuff onto there, and that's it. It's dry enough for me to fuse straight away. So cool, we're all done. I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we're very grateful for all those people who've subscribed so far. It all helps us here at FiredGlass. Like, comment, hit the notification icon to see the project videos and the technique videos that we do. And I'm going to go put this in my my hobby fuser and do some more projects for you. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.